Boston in pursuit. There's a double team again. Porzingis gets a good look for three. That's good.
Heat check time. So, I mean, the guy stays hot as he flexes to the crowd.
So the Boston Celtics are about 3 weeks into their season. They got a respectable 7-2 record, some hilarious blowouts, and 2 very tough losses to 2 good teams on the road. So seemed like a perfect time for some first impressions, right? So sort of starting with Drew Holiday, upgrading from Marcus Smart to Drew Holiday is kind of like going from a Spirit Airlines middle seat to Emirates first class. I mean, it's been that dramatic. Drew has been a fantastic distributor of the ball, the point guard. He's rebounding really well. I mean, I think he's gotten over 10 rebounds in like 3 or 4 of the games so far. His defense has been even better than advertised. I mean, he's D'ing up centers, doing a very good job. He embarrassed Julius Randle and did us, kind of contain Joel Embiid, I gotta say. And so, yeah, there have been a couple nights where Drew hasn't shot the ball well, but what I've loved so far is that his attitude has remained really good and he's impacted the game elsewhere. And that trade in general now is like looking like a heist because, as we all expected, street clothes Rob Williams is out for the year with another knee issue. And so now that trade is essentially Malcolm Brogdon for Drew Holiday, and you do that any day of the week. There's not even a discussion. So, loving Drew's impact so far. And then the other major acquisition, Kristaps Porzingis, has easily been the Celtics' second best player so far. I mean, I think Tatum even made a reference about Kristaps being the Pau Gasol to Tatum's Kobe Bryant. And it was probably just Tatum trying to find out a way to incorporate Kobe Bryant and relating it to him because Tatum just loves Kobe, but that's high praise. Kristaps is shooting like Damian Lillard logo threes. His pick and roll game has been flawless. He's blocking shots and he's just a really good guy. I mean, on the court, he's not whining and complaining. He seems like down to earth, a good teammate. So I'm loving Kristaps on the team. He's just been a fantastic addition. And so if we go to the star of the team now, right, Jason Tatum, because when Marcus Smart got traded, there was a lot of questions about who would kind of be that veteran voice. And Tatum took it. And I've seen it, and I've seen it personally because I've gone to 2 of the games. And when even the cameras aren't on, I'm seeing Tatum kind of getting his teammates in their defensive spots, huddling up, calling plays, and even consoling players when they're not shooting well like a Sam Hauser. He's sounding great in the press conferences and, he's not putting up the flashy MVP type numbers that like a Luka or an Embiid are, but all he's saying in the press conferences is that it's about winning, even if his stats sometimes dip a little bit, and that's exactly what you want to hear. So I'm thrilled with Tatum. He's stronger. He's taking it to the hoop more, a little less step back threes, and so that's huge. And so it hasn't all been perfect, right? Because now we got to talk about Jaylen Brown, who's kind of been like an Adam Sandler movie, right? Mixed reviews. Some nights you're wondering if that $60 million's getting burned, kerosene's poured on it, he can't dribble left, and then other nights he looks pretty good. And so figuring out Jaylen Brown's role, especially in the offense, is going to be so important. And it's better to figure it out now instead of like February or March. And the problem with Jaylen has been because of this, every time he gets the ball, it's like the offense stops flowing. It stops. It's purely ISO. And so that is going to be Joe Mazzulla's big challenge right now. And I have no doubt they'll figure it out, but Jaylen's been a little bit of a disappointment so far. I mean, his left is still not good. I mean, what's he been doing all offseason? And so then the other kind of big issue, or big in the terms of regular season, has been the bench, right? Because it's awful. I mean, I can't stand Peyton Pritchard. I mean, unless he's playing some junior college players in a preseason game, he's absolutely dreadful shooting. He's turning the ball over, and I kind of feel like he whines. I mean, I still sort of resent him complaining last year about playing time. And then you got Sam Hauser, who, unless the Celtics are up 20, can't hit anything. And Luke Kornet probably shouldn't be in the NBA, so I know they asked Brad about this the other day, and he wants to give it some time, a chance for the chemistry to kind of grow a little bit, and fair enough. But you're gonna need one or two more guys in the playoffs. Right now, fine. But in the playoffs, you need 7, maybe 8. And so you got the buyout market. There's a couple decent players available. Terrence Ross, Danny Green. And you got some picks, so maybe you go get an expiring contract. I don't know, but the bench sucks. Every time they come into the game, the lead immediately goes down to the point where Missoula got to bring in Tatum or Kristaps or whoever. So overall, though, I'm really happy. Because even the Celtics' losses are good, right? You're losing the way a championship team should lose. Close games, on the road, very good teams, and it's not because of focus. It's just the shots aren't falling, right? In those 2 losses, the Celtics shot below 40% from the field and 30% from 3. Whereas last year, these losses would be solely because of like focus issues. So I'm really encouraged, and the Celtics kind of stopped playing with their food. They're blowing out the teams they need to blow out. It's not getting to the point where they're up 25 in the 4th and then they just collapse, get the thing to like 6, which we saw so many times last year. They're putting teams away, allowing starters to rest. And that is the recipe for a championship team. So the Celtics are winning correctly and they're even losing correctly. So I'm loving what I'm seeing so far.